All right, here we go with lesson 2 for World War II in chapter 26. Steps toward a second world war. In the Reich, the first vocabulary, a Reich, say Reich, a German empire. Question, how did European leaders give in to Hitler? Here you can see European leaders met in Munich, Germany in 1838. Among those present were from front left Neville Chamberlain, Edouard Daladier, Adolf Hitler, and Benito Mussolini. So that would be Great Britain, then France, Adolf Hitler, and then, Germany, and then Italy. Okay? Next word is appeasement. Say appeasement. Doing something to keep peace. Next word, synagogue. Say synagogue. A Jewish place of worship. So if you appease somebody, you might give them your lunch money so that they don't beat you up, right? That's doing something to keep peace. A synagogue, think of like if people are Christians, they go to church. If you're a Jew, I explained what Jews are in the last section. They would go to a synagogue to worship God. Okay, you can see a picture of kids surrendering, and the caption is German soldiers gathered this group of Jewish women and children in Warsaw, Poland in 1943. What was the Holocaust? Word Holocaust, say Holocaust. The mass murder of European Jews during World War II. Next word, inferior, say inferior. Less advanced or lower in position. So not as good as something. We're seen that way anyway. Next words, ethnic heritage. Say ethnic heritage. One's background or race. So again, Holocaust is the Germans basically killing Jews. Inferior, why did they kill them? Well, part of it is they saw the Jews as being inferior, so not as good. The opposite would be superior. Something is superior to you, it's better than you, or it might be somebody that's in charge of you. Ethnic heritage. Some of my students have their ethnic heritage is from Asia or Latin America. Mine is from Slovakia, or basically Central Europe. Okay. Why did Germany attack Poland? And then here you can see a map of Europe in 1938 to 1939. And then we will see how Germany expands and takes over some of these countries. Alrighty, here we go. During the years of the Spanish Civil War, Hitler moved aggressively to expand his power in Europe. His goal was to bring the German-speaking people of Austria, Czechoslovakia, and Poland under German rule. Twice before in history, the German people had built a Reich, or empire, in Europe. Hitler wanted to create a third Reich. So, Germany has controlled and conquered. Now they want to take over the land that was, we'll just say, kind of theirs before, and make a third empire, or a third Reich. How did European leaders give in to Hitler? Hitler took the first step in creating a German empire in March 1938. German troops marched into Austria and declared it part of the German Third Reich. Although this action went against the Treaty of Versailles, the League of Nations did nothing to stop it. Hitler's next move was to bring 3 million Germans living in the Sudetenland into the Third Reich. The Sudetenland was an area of Czechoslovakia. Hitler threatened to use force. To avoid war, Neville Chamberlain, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, suggested that the major powers of Europe meet. So, Germany was ticked off. They wanted their land back, including valuable lands, and to control lands where they believe their people lived in. Okay? So they said, if you don't give us this land where our German people are, then we will fight you for it. Well, these other countries didn't want to fight. Going on, Chamberlain, that's Great Britain. Mussolini, that's Italy. Hitler, that's Germany, and Eduardo Daladier of France met in Munich, Germany in September 1938. Czechoslovakia was not represented. Hitler believed that the threat of war could frighten the leaders of Great Britain and France. He thought that they would give in to his demands. Chamberlain and Daladier did just that. Both leaders agreed to give Germany the Sudetenland. They felt a policy of appeasement was best. Appeasement is doing something to keep peace. Hitler agreed to make no more advances for territory. When Chamberlain returned to Britain, he said that the meeting in Munich had produced peace with honor, peace in our time. So again, that idea, if the bully on the playground is Hitler, you give him some lunch money and hopefully he won't beat you up. But we all know something about bullies and people that want more and more power. That's not enough, right? They're going to come after you for more and more. It's not a one-time deal. What was the Holocaust? On the night of November 9th, 1938, Nazis set fire to Jewish places of worship called synagogues. They also broke into Jewish homes, terrorized Jewish people, and destroyed Jewish businesses. This night of terror is called Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass. Many Jews were killed or arrested. This was only the beginning of the terror the Jews faced. So, on this night, on November 1938, they broke into pretty much just Jewish people's homes, took over their businesses, broke things. Kristallnacht, again, literally means crystal night or night of broken glass. And that's when they started really kind of full-time going against Jews. In 1939, Germany set up death camps for the Jews as part of Hitler's final solution. The Nazis planned to murder every Jew they could find. Jews were sent by train to the death camps. Men, women, and children were killed with gas or gunfire in these camps. Many bodies were burned in large ovens. So this is the stuff of horror stories, guys, right? And if you haven't heard of the Holocaust, this is what it is. It's as bad as you can possibly expect it to be. Targeting one group of people for no good reason other than just to blame them for something. And the Jews were rounded up, shipped away on trains, and killed. End of story. Okay? All right. Well, not quite the end of the story, but you get the idea. Why did Germany attack Poland? The Treaty of Versailles, signed at the end of World War I, had given Poland a strip of land called the Polish Corridor. On this piece of land, Poland gained access to the Baltic Sea. The Germans never liked this arrangement. The Polish Corridor isolated East Prussia and the German city of Danzig from the rest of Germany. In March 1939, Hitler demanded that Poland give back the city of Danzig in order for Germany to build a railroad through the Polish Corridor. Poland refused. Great Britain and France supported Poland. Both countries said they would go to war to defend Poland. Great Britain and France expected help from the Soviet Union in a fight against Germany. Okay, so what's happening is, they're trying to make Hitler and Germany happy, but finally they're saying enough is enough when Germany demands the city of Danzig. All right, so that way they can connect these two different parts. It'll make a little bit more sense on the map. However, going on, Germany and the Soviet Union had signed a treaty of friendship in August 1939. The Soviet leader, Joseph Stalin, agreed not to interfere if Germany attacked Poland. In return, Germany would give the Soviet Union the eastern half of Poland. Having gained the alliance with the Soviet Union, Hitler felt confident that he could successfully seize the Polish lands. So this is Hitler Germany making a treaty with Soviet Union because they knew if the Soviet Union came against them, they would have a really hard time. Okay, we'll look at the map here and it'll make a little bit more sense. Okay, so here's that Polish corridor, and here's East Prussia, and the rest of this is going to eventually belong to the Soviet Union. And here you can see this color here is what Germany has taken over. They've got Austria, the Sudetenland, Czechoslovakia. So, all right. By the end of 1939, what nation had become part of the German Third Reich? And you could list Austria, Czechoslovakia, Sudetenland, East Prussia. That's our map question. All right, I'll read through the lesson to review. Hitler's plan was to create a blank by ruling other countries. Number 2, Chamberlain and Daladier agreed to give the blank to Germany if Hitler would not seek more territory. Number 3, the murder of millions of Jews in Germany became known as the blank. Number 4, Hitler sought an agreement with the blank in order to seize Poland. Number 5, Great Britain and blank agreed to go to war to defend Poland from Germany. All right, the only thing I'd like to go over is the what do you think, because those can be kind of hard. What do you think it was like to be a Jew living during the Holocaust? Well, if I was to answer that question, I think I'd be very afraid, and I'd be constantly deciding, is this going to last forever? You know, is Germany really being serious? Of course, we can look back at history and say, yeah, they were. But many people just still had a hard time believing it. It wasn't until Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass, that people were like, okay, really, this is not going away, and they're really, really fearful. Many people are still loyal to Germany, including Jews, but at that point, really, really got bad for the Jewish people. So I think it'd be terrifying to live in Germany during the Holocaust, right? Because we're possibly worried, am I going to be taken next? If you're living in secrets, do they find out? Do they have my records, right? So, yeah. Okay, that is the lesson for today. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care.